Malkovich?
Yeah, who's calling?
Oh my goodness, you don't know me, but I know you. I'm a great admirer of yours.
Part is never an alter ego for me. It's a job.
How do you approach each part then?
Well, I think the only approach that ever seemed sensible to me is just reading the script and reflecting on the script. Different parts require different things that you have to work on. It's really dependent on the part, but for me it's just a matter of reading it and saying, I think this person views the world in this way, and going from there.
For example, in Being John Malkovich, there was a film about you in the title, and you were in it. So what were you thinking when you took this part?
Not very much. Not thinking very much at all, really. I'd read the script many years before and thought it was very funny idea. But I didn't have to prepare too much for that one. Would you mind if I joined you?
Please.
Thank you. That's very kind.
I'm gonna hold my baby as tight as I can. Tonight she'll know I'm a mighty, mighty man. Have you heard the news? There's good rock tonight.
I think my role as a citizen is much more important than my role as an artist. I've seen myself as a citizen virtually all my life. It so happens that since we live in a global world, an environment that's global in nature, that the role that I play is simply not only a citizen of my community, of my nation, but a citizen of the world. The movements that I've become involved in are issues around justice. And I think there's a clarification that you can make, a distinction, a differentiation you make between justice and those issues around justice, whether it's issues around war and peace, whether it's issues around health and welfare, or security, issues around health care, etc., issues around education. The issues that are founded in justice. I try to be engaged in the process of storytelling, and the story is reflective on the role that I play within that, you know, and each story has, each character within the story has a distinct role that character plays in moving forward the story and the values associated with the stories. What are you trying to say? What do you want to tell people? What do you want people to leave with? And that's the reference, that's how I looked at whatever the films I've chosen.
I know I went about it backwards, but...
Henry, I have no interest in Franklin Benedict or Doug Cartwright. I never did. And as far as Royal's concerned, he's the most... Henry?
Just tell me what you need.
In my country, people need to wake up and need to be informed. Some of these films can be informative. Still may be a little hard to take, but we have to develop. We have to get over this apathy, and we have to be informed and curious and develop some sort of passion.
Gracum sesquipedale. Beauty. God. Darwin wrote about this one. Charles Darwin, evolution guy. Hello.
I have enjoyed, and literally had the most fun on the film of adaptation, working primarily from working with Meryl Streep. I have a tendency to perhaps take my work too seriously. And it's interesting that for a film where I received the Academy Award, that character to me seemed to be almost the most comic character I've ever been allowed to play.
You use cyanide, sodium cyanide.
You want to change your behavior. Stiffen the consequences.
Oh, listen, Joe, we got a problem.
What's going on?
It's complicated.
Whatever happens, follow me.
I think they killed him.
Yeah.
What are you buying when you get on a roller coaster? The illusion of risk. Being hurled to the edge of danger, but knowing that you'll never have to cross it.
We're gonna need to feed this a couple of times a day.
And then we hope that somebody sees this. Somebody who doesn't want to kill us.
Well, nobody's gonna show for a while if it keeps up like this.
I've played some bad guys in a lot of the films, but they were important parts of a story that I felt was about good. So, if you can play the dark so that there is more light, that's good.
Somebody lived here. My diary. Papa and Mother and I have come here to live in the great outdoors. I expect it will be a hard life, but it should be a great adventure.
I kind of look forward to her being sick. It's the only time she lets me hold her anymore.
Good Night and Good Luck that I was in was perfectly timed. The movie was about a time in history that parallels what's happening today. It wasn't a huge financial success, but it was a critical success, and everyone who saw it says, thank you, yes, this was important.
And it seems to us, that is, Fred Friendly and myself, that this is a subject that should be argued about endlessly. Good night, and good luck.
When you're young, your potential is infinite. You might do anything, really. You might be Einstein. You might be DiMaggio.
You know, what's great about bad guys is you get to break the rules, and you can break taboos, and there's no rules, so it's fun. It's fun to kind of like be a bad boy because you can do things that a lot of the protagonists can't do, I think internally everything's kind of like a little tilt on who you are. Everything is an aspect of you. Every character is just a different tweak of that, you know what I mean?
Ouais, non, pardon, excusez-moi, je vous fixe, c'est très impoli, je sais, mais... Non, j'admirais la dextérité.
Question d'entraînement. Essayez. Vous verrez, vous y arriverez.
As a director, I think in a way I make horror movies too, but mine are more horror that exists in the truth of the everyday life. And my father's more of a horror, like a fairy tale, like Snow White or Hansel and Gretel, the evil witch. And mine deals with the monsters that we see walking in the street every day.
The first thing you do is torch the car.